You are an agric expert. You've been in the agric sector for so many years now. What are you bringing on board? I mean, in that sector, because you've mentioned that agric, though agric is the largest employer in the country, the employees themselves are the poorest. What are you bringing on board in that sector?
I think I wish I can explain this in my local language for you. You know, the land, the way we call the land in Ever is called Anigba. If you split it into two, it means leak first. Leak first. So the land, I mean, the terminology we use in Ever is all the resources we need in this world to develop. They are locked up in the soil. First of all, what we need to eat and grow and develop and have the energy to talk is also locked up in the soil. And if, you know, when you can remember when we were young, you know, even now, babies, when they are left on their own, before they start walking, when they are left crawling, you know that they keep on licking the ground. Yeah. And then their mothers will come and say, no, that type of thing. It's a natural response. Lick first. In fact, that's the meaning of land in every. Lick this thing first, because it will lick you last. Nigba. Otherwise, it will lick you last. That's why during burial, you see this, our reverend then pastor saying, from ashes to ashes, from dust to dust. And it was believed in the Bible that God created man from clay and then the rest. So ours is actually, it's like identifying that it's even older than Bible. Lick this in first. So the wealth of society is locked up in the soil, both for the nourishment of human beings and then the minerals for our decoration and then the rest. So everything, I mean, oil is in the ground, all the rich minerals are in the ground. So we have to develop technology to be able to lick or to exploit these things. And then the first one for food, you know, as an agricultural, you know, we cannot put our mouth on the ground and then be licking. And if you are using the hoe and the cutlass, that is punishment in the Bible. When God pronounced that curse on Adam and Eve to toil. So as an agricultural engineer, for myself, my contribution is that the licking of the soil must be done in such a user-friendly manner so that we have technology and science to be able to lick it. So like the typical example of the cassava harvester is to make cassava production easy. Harvesting cassava using the bare hand is actually a pain. So if I can do that in my small corner for cassava, then if you extrapolate it on a national scale, it means every attempt at agriculture must be seen as a business, to inject technology into agriculture so that to do agriculture to be attractive to the youth. You know, the youth, now if you ask anybody to go and farm using the hoe and the cutlass, I mean, he won't do it. If they do it at all, it is either to get some small money to buy credit for their phone.
But we have people using machines and all that, tractors and the rest. I mean, it's not all farmers who are using the cutlasses and then the hoes.
Yeah, the approach is, that one is good. You are now coming to my territory now. You see, the way we are doing even this one is so haphazard and then not productive. You know, to be able to use a tractor, you need a minimum hectarage to make it profitable. Now, the farming, because of the way Kwame Nkrumah wanted to make farming commercial, and then he was seen as an impediment to some interest, and then he has been removed. Then they promoted smallholder or small-scale farming. And for 30 years, you know, one of the tricks they were using was that, you know, agriculture is the largest employer, so if you mechanize, it will make people unemployed. But for all these years now, nobody is going to agriculture. There's so much unemployment. The youth are not prepared because of the primitive way we are producing our producing crop. So those who have the tractors, what they need to do is that there's a need to amalgamate, or we create some pockets of landscape farms so that they can get all the inputs and do mechanized agriculture, commercial agriculture in a business manner, so that land preparation, planting, weeding, harvesting will all be done so that you don't depend on labor. The labor is even not there. Even those, if they are there at all, they are very, very expensive, and the time you need them, you won't find them. And those who are in it, they are old. If you look at the average age of the farmer, they are very, very old. The youth are not interested because the way it is like a punishment. And to explain something to most of the rural schools, what they do is also, when they want to punish, they use manual work. Something related to agriculture as a punishment. You are late to school, they say, go and weed. Go and do that. And indirectly, they are brainwashing these peoples to look at agriculture as a form of punishment. And you graduate, and then they say, go and farm. It is not going to happen.